You are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'.
What is going down? What is going down? This is your boy Studio MacGyver, and you are listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. Welcome to the show, guys. If you're new to the podcast, welcome to the show. If you're into anime, nerd culture, and most importantly, video games, you come to the right place because we talk about all of that shit here. This is podcast episode number 321. I'm going to get into a few things. It's going to be a real short one, guys. I know I always say it's going to be short, but this one is truly going to be short. There's people, relatives that are here, and I'm trying to find an opening to record. I got my son in the room, still awake, and this is actually Saturday. If you guys didn't know, I'm doing this a little bit early because there's not really too much going on in the world of video games right now, newsworthy. We had a bunch of shit the last couple of weeks go down. We had all these game events, Sony's thing, then we had Nintendo's Direct and all of this stuff, guys. So it was only a matter of time before we come to a place where there's not too much going on news-wise in the video game world, I guess. And that's where we're at right now. So he's in the room. He's waiting on me to get done so we can play some River City Girls on Nintendo Switch. I've been playing a shit ton of different games, all kinds of shit. I've been playing Division 2 with some friends. I've been playing, of course, Final Fantasy 16. Going to talk a little bit about that. And also, I just bought an impulse buy. WWE 2K23 because I love wrestling games and I love the creation suite that it has. And I was gonna get AEW. I was on the fence on getting that, but then when you compare the two games, if I have to be honest, 2K23 is definitely the better game, and it fixed a lot of issues and added a lot of things since the last 2K game that I was in love with, which was 2K19. So yeah, I've been working on new characters and stuff like that, trying to put myself in the game. And it's just, yeah, I fell down a rabbit hole, guys. Fell down a rabbit hole. I wanted to take a break off Final Fantasy 16 because I'm now officially towards the end. I'm like in the fourth quarter now, and I just got the last ability and I haven't even got a chance to use it yet. So I wanted to kind of savor that and then mop up all of my side quests before I finish the rest of the story. And has the story been a doozy? Has the story been crazy? Since the last time I talked to you guys about it, it was already out of the park. It was already outlandish as fuck. But now, talking to you guys again at 62 hours in the game, it's even more than I could ever have hoped or dreamed. And I still have a lot of story left. So I can't wait to talk about this with you guys. So next week will definitely be a spoiler-based podcast. I'm going to be talking about Final Fantasy 16. It's going to be the majority of the show. It's going to be about Final Fantasy 16. So if you guys haven't played it yet, or if you guys haven't bought it or whatever and don't want to be spoiled, just skip that show. I hate to tell you guys to skip a show. For the love of Final Fantasy 16, hey, I'm not gonna eat your lunch for that. I'm not gonna be upset. Trust me, it's well worth it. And just come back to the show or come back to the episode when you finish the game, okay? Or if you don't plan on playing it or whatever, hey, you don't mind listening to it and you still want to play it, hey, it's all good still. So I'm just giving you guys a fair warning. That's what's gonna happen. But yeah, I've been playing that, and I came to a nice sweet spot, and that's where I'm at. So my hands, I'm rubbing them together like Birdman because I'm going to savor this last week of gameplay and kind of just take my time with it and do everything that I want to do. And I'm going to go do New Game Plus for sure. Going to do that as well. Going to have a blast doing that. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at on Final Fantasy 16. I've been playing a lot of different shit though, man. I mean, and we got a lot of shit down the horizon. I think, July is going to be kind of a dry month when it comes to video games, because there's nothing really major coming out. There's no major AAA games coming out. Now we do have Double Dragon Gaiden, which is something I'm looking forward to playing with me and my son. That's coming out July 27th. That's a beat 'em up. I love beat 'em up games, and I spend a big majority of my past week looking into trying to play River City Ransom Underground, which is only available on PC. I know, right? I used to love that series, and I stumbled upon a video on it, and I was like, wow, I haven't seen this one. And that's because it's PC only. So yeah, I definitely want to play this game. I'm probably going to try to download it or play it eventually sometime on my laptop computer, because it doesn't require a lot. I have Windows 10, and I think that'll be enough to play that. So eventually I will definitely get that. I think it's like $15 or something, but yeah, cool game. It's awesome beat 'em up. But yeah, what else has been going on out here, guys? Not too much, like I said, in the news. Now there is that case going on right now between Microsoft and Sony, and Microsoft trying to buy Activision Blizzard and all of that shit. And apparently that court case has come to a close. The only thing we have to wait on now with that is just the judge's decision on if they're going to move forward with letting them acquire Activision or not. That's what everybody's wondering. Everybody's saying next week sometime. So by next podcast, I may talk about this a little bit if a verdict has been reached, and everybody will finally know what's going to happen with that acquisition. To me, it really doesn't matter either way, especially if you're somebody who plays all games. If you own every system, what difference does it fucking make if they own it? Because you're going to benefit from it or not if you want to play that game that they're offering. Now, if you're somebody who's just, hey, I'm just a Sony guy, or I'm just, this guy, then I can understand, hey, may ruffle some feathers, especially those stubborn people who refuse to buy another console just because their allegiance to one console is just that strong, and I don't believe in that shit, guys. I'm just telling you right now. I understand having a favorite. Everybody has those. But at the same time, if you are so gung-ho on not buying another system for any other reason because you don't like them, there's no way you can tell me that every game on any of these systems that are out right now, PC included, that there's nothing there that you wouldn't like if you like video games. There's just not. It makes no sense, and you're lying to yourself. You're lying to me, and you need to put the sake on the table and walk away from it, okay? Keep the butter in the refrigerator, because don't lie to yourself. That's all I'm saying. And some people out here, man, I go find it, I guess, funny. I don't even know if you want to call it funny, but I really don't understand why someone would say, I'm not touching this system just because. I refuse to touch this system. I refuse to buy this or buy that. So you're pretty much just writing yourself out, and you're just watering down the quality of your life if you're in the world of video games. Same thing goes for whatever, if you're looking at anime and you say, it's a shonen, I don't fuck with shonens. Or if you're a shonen guy and you say, I don't fuck with, anything other than shonen. Okay. Which, I could say I was in that shonen kind of party or club, but it wasn't that I purposely didn't want to watch anything else. I was just, I didn't understand. Okay. And people just kept telling me, check this out. And I just did. And I said, wow, this is pretty dope. And it's not even a shonen anime. And then I said, well, let me give another one a shot, and another one and another one. And now I feel like my anime palette is pretty expansive now. It actually just made me as an anime fan just grow that much better. Being able to invite new things into my life is just a beautiful thing. And that goes for everything: games, anime, whatever you pursue, whatever you like. That's all I'm saying. you're just watering down the quality of your existence if you choose to live in a mindset like that. Now, if you can't afford it or you don't have the money for whatever, I understand all those things, of course. But if you can and you just choose not to because there's something about that company or something that you don't like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Okay. It really is. The developers, you didn't have anything to do with that, or, you know what I mean? It's just certain things you want to blame people for. It doesn't match up and it doesn't make any sense. So that's all I'm saying with that. But like I said, it doesn't matter to me either way. The result, the verdict, it is what it is. I'm going to benefit regardless. If Xbox has something I want to play, like Starfield coming up, guess what? I'm going to play it because that's why I have multiple systems for stuff like that. And to be honest with you, Starfield is the only game, first party game coming to Xbox that's not coming to Sony or anything like that or Nintendo that I really, if I didn't have an Xbox, I would really say, yo, I have to get an Xbox for this. Because this is definitely something that has potential to be awesome as hell. And then Fable too. I really dug the Fable series. I'm looking forward to that, which I'm going to talk about a little bit in the show. But you know, there's certain games, Sony has them all day for me. Now, that's just me. That's my preference. There's the people out there who are Xbox fans who have other games and IPs like, you know, Gears of War and all that stuff that they hold dear to their heart, or the Halo series. And the list goes on and on. You know, that's true too. It's just, that's from my perspective, what I'm digging. But the Game Pass is also just a treasure in my opinion. It just really is. My son enjoys it. And he hasn't taken his Xbox headphones off since I got them for him. So they're glued to his head, man. They just are. So it is what it is. It's all good. Moving on, let's talk about Deamon X Machina real quick. You guys, I talked about it briefly. It's my all-time favorite, believe it or not, Nintendo Switch game over Zelda, over a lot of these other games, believe it or not. And I do have a lot of bangers on the Switch. So I'm a mech guy. I love mech games that are made beautifully. Everything came together with this game. It's an anime mech game. Okay. The graphics are cell shaded. It has anime-esque characters to it. The story is kind of anime-esque. All those things, man. It's just a beautiful art style. All that in this package here. And I couldn't ask for a better mech game. You know, there's some out there and some I haven't even got a chance to play because they do a lot of that stuff over in Japan really big and they're real fans of that stuff too. But I take what I can get. And this came as a surprise for me and I can't believe it missed me. But there's a sequel that was being worked on. I think it was announced back in 2021. It had completely missed me. I completely forgot all about it. It's been 2 years. So yeah, it would make sense that may happen. And Marvel has actually had a showcase that I didn't know about. And at the last minute, the last part of the game, they actually showed us a quick trailer. No gameplay trailer, of course. It was cinematic only, but it got everybody's appetites who are fans of the series. It got us excited. And apparently if they gave us that, it's only a matter of time before we actually get gameplay and a release date window, hopefully. So I'm praying that we get this year. You know, they drop it on us this year, but if not, early 2024, hey, I'm cool with that as well. I'm just happy that we're having a sequel and I can't wait to see what they put in this game, what else they added, what else they implemented, how deep the system may go even further as far as customization, all that type of stuff, man. Because the cool thing about mech games has always been you having a mech, starting out with just your standard mech, and you know, you can do your basic stuff, and then you go after other mechs and you kill them, you get parts, and then with those parts you take your favorites and you build your favorite all-around mech, you know. And Deamon X Machina, my current build right now is really like a close-up build. I have like fire and I have like SMG, really, really fast machine guns on one hand. So I'm in love with my build. I'm in love with my mech in that game, you know? So like I said, I have to get back in there and play that again. Yo, it's dope. Definitely got some excellent replay value as well, because you can replay the stages and stuff. It had online community as well, PvP, and you had PvE on there. So I mean, they gave us everything, and I think the second game is going to give us that in spades. I just can't wait to see what it's going to be, and you know, it's a day one for me, definitely, for sure. But I thought I'd add that, throw that out there for all my mech fans listening to that. But anyway, let's move on and let's get on to some Final Fantasy stuff, guys. Like I said before, the game is fucking astounding. It's amazing. I love it to fucking death. It's one of my all-time favorite action RPGs now. It probably is my favorite action RPG. I was looking at some screenshots and I was in a party with a friend and we were playing another game and I had to send him a screenshot. And I think it's going to be the one I choose for my, I'm looking for a screensaver for one of my laptops, a new one. And I was trying to find one, and I think this is going to be it. I really wish the PlayStation gave us fucking screensavers like the PS4 did. And that's kind of pissing me off. And I'm not sure why they're doing that. Well, I kind of am for marketing purposes and things of that nature, but still they should allow us to eventually have screensavers again. And I think I'm still having hope. I'm still going to have my fingers crossed that we eventually get that shit. But that kind of is a thorn on my side when I turn on my PS5 and I don't have that. So I may have to just put that on my PS4. It's in storage now, but eventually, do that. But yeah, excellent pictures, man. The art style, everything is just beautiful about this game. I'm just telling you guys, this is in-game shit, man. I mean, the graphics are beautiful. Clive is a fucking beast, man. He is that new awesome protagonist out here fighting for good and freedom and all that good shit, man. And I can't wait to talk about that stuff with you guys next week. But anyway, concerning this game, I just wanted to talk about the sales so far up to this point, guys, and it's doing pretty good. Okay, over 3 million sold. All right, over 3 million copies sold up to this point in about 6 days. That's what they were able to do. We'll find out more when we get the physical release information, because we don't have it all. The way that works is kind of it takes time to gather all those sales or whatever. Most of this stuff is from digital. We got some other sales as well, physical, but we'll be able to get the actual number here a little bit later. But it's doing very, very well, guys. And like I said, it's only the first week. I see a lot more people taking a chance on this game, buying this game, and really falling in love with this game, and it becoming a staple in the Final Fantasy franchise. I really believe so. And actually just moving forward with the recipe that they took to make this game, moving forward from some of these other games. I'm not saying all the games, okay? Because I know there's a lot of Final Fantasy purists out there, and they like their turn-based and all. That's fine too. But I'm glad that there's variety. There's a chance to go back and play those games. Everybody's in love with Final Fantasy VII, the remake now. And that's, you get both best of both worlds with that. A lot of people did talk a little bit about just being able to control one character and one character only. I like that. I like that recipe. I like that they did that, because the abilities that you possess, you really don't need that. I mean, technically you have one character control, which is Torgal, your dog, your pet. And that's all I need, personally. Your other ones are controlled, of course, AI based, and it's cool as well. I just think it's something different. They took a chance and it hit. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they never make another game like this again, we can at least say, hey, people in Final Fantasy, all the Final Fantasy games, when you look at them all, they all bring something different to the table, and you can pick and choose which ones you want to, play and go for. Now, there's a lot of Final Fantasy games that I do love, and some of them are turn-based, and it's all good, but this one is not, and I love this one more, and I love this one as well. So it just goes to show you that sometimes it's cool to take chances and do things differently, especially when you have somebody like Square Enix, one of my favorite companies of all time, okay, doing something like this. And I'm proud to say that I am a fan of Final Fantasy 16. But the sales are crazy good, and I'm just happy to hear that news. So hopefully we get more in this, and I think they met their quota. I mean, they were trying to see what it was going to do, and I think they exceeded expectations up to this point. And so anything else like DLC or anything like that, that should be no problem when it comes to Final Fantasy 16, because we didn't have to worry about extra DLC that got axed like Final Fantasy 15. And the story, it looks like it's going to be able to wrap up in this one game, even though I'm not finished yet. But that's what I hear everybody saying. The story is wrapped up nice and neatly, and you don't have to worry about DLC or anything like that. Now, there may be DLC we get that could expand on some of this stuff, but doesn't do anything to mess up the story, which is cool too. I'll get to the end and I'll be able to understand that a little bit more clearly. But that's where we're at with Sony and Final Fantasy 16. So happy to say that. Okay, I'm going to bring something else up about Final Fantasy 16, and it's being review bombed. It's being fucking review bombed by some people. Okay. And I have to say this shit, man. I mean, I talked a little bit about it last week, but I don't understand people. I don't understand people, man. What else do you have to do? What's going on in your life where you feel like you need to take it upon yourself to go review bomb a fucking game that you're not going to play anyway? Okay. These motherfuckers review bombing this game don't have the game. Okay. Let's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. Let's keep the sake off the table and the butter in the refrigerator. They're not even playing this shit. Okay. They did not buy this game and say, oh, I hate the game now. They didn't. They fucking didn't. All right. They played the demo, if they even did that, and they did what they did. Cool. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these reviewers, I was looking at some of these guys, and these motherfuckers weren't even playing the game. They didn't even play the complete game, and they're making these reviews. Everybody wants to be a fucking reviewer nowadays, okay? But they don't want to play the game, and they don't want to fucking do it. They want to fucking. It's just, it doesn't make any sense, guys. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. But anyway, it's sitting at like 70 right now because of the review bombs. And whenever you go review a game and you're giving it a 1 or 0 or a 2 or something like that for a game that's overall amongst peers and amongst most people out here, you're getting like a 9.5 average out of 10 on this game. Something's wrong. Okay. And you know what a review bomb is? People who just don't have any sense and just don't have anything else to do with their life. And that's what they fucking do. I know one thing. If I don't like a game, guess what? I'm just not going to buy the game. Okay. I'm just not going to buy the fucking game and leave it at that. Now I'll discuss that because this is what I do here. But other than that, that's it, man. I don't have any ill will towards the game unless you blatantly did some disrespectful shit and you're doing shit to fuck over the consumer in a nutshell overall. But other than that, I have no quarrels with a game that is just produced and it just happens to be a bad game. Okay. I'm just not going to talk about it and just not going to play it, period. But most people understand that, but there are some who just don't. And there's a lot of people who review bombing this game as well that are haters. They actually don't have a PlayStation 5. Either they don't have that and they're frustrated, or they have PlayStation 4 and they're mad because they don't have a PlayStation 5 and they can't play this. And that's a lot. Believe it or not, that happens more times than not, guys. That does. People are salty as fuck because they can't get their pocket change together and make the moves they need to make. And that sucks as well. So they go review bomb shit. Okay. That's trash. You knew the game was going to be PS5 only and you should have took it into consideration and had your pockets right. That's just what that is. Okay. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. In a nutshell, guys, people just want to hate, and it's being review bombed. Even though it's being review bombed, it's still sitting at 70. So whatever, man. You can't bring this one down. This is a banger. This is a classic. So fuck all the haters. That's all I'll say. Okay. Now you can not like a game. It's completely your prerogative as a human being to like and hate what you want. You know what I'm saying? But if you hate something, why continue and go on a rampage about a game you hate that you're not even playing? You haven't even bought the game. It should be easy to just, all right, I don't like this game. I hate this game, and just walk away from it and just say, good, go play what you like. Go buy a game you want to fucking play. Right. But people don't understand that. A lot of people like to smoke Sherm all day and, smoke Endo and drink sake and make bad decisions. So it is what it is. There's one more thing I want to talk about, and this is something really rare, but it has happened. I've heard it. I was listening to an IGN podcast when they were talking about the Final Fantasy 16 game, and one of the guys actually said, yo, my fucking PlayStation, I was on a certain scene in the game, and my PlayStation actually fucking gave me a warning and said, you need to turn this shit off. It is getting too hot. Turn me off. I've never seen that on my PlayStation. I'm almost done with the game. And that's strange, but apparently he wasn't the only one. There were a few more people on Twitter who came out and said the same thing. I want to say like it was maybe like 6 people or something like that. So it's really not that big of a deal. But apparently some consoles, maybe I may say that that's something involving the PlayStation 5. I have no clue. I've never played it, and I played my shit for hours at a time. I sit down and play in like 8 to 10 hour intervals when I've been playing Final Fantasy. That's how I've been playing it. And nothing has happened. Okay. So I don't know what's going on with that. Hopefully I can get that taken care of, and see what happens and see what the cause of that is. And we'll go from there. But it has happened and is a thing. I just had to bring that to your attention. That's never happened to me. I'm wondering what that is. That's graphics are so intense that's going on. I don't know, because if that was the case, then Horizon Forbidden West should have been tearing people's PlayStations up, because that game is fucking breathtaking at all times. Okay, at all times. So we'll see. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. Next thing I want to talk about is something I brought up to you guys last week, and I knew it was going to happen, and I told you guys it was going to happen, man. Batman Arkham Knight Collection for the Nintendo Switch. I said I was very, very excited for this, and I said, the only thing that I'm worried about is if they're going to put all 3 games on the fucking disc. Now you get all the DLC and all the games, and the first thing I said to myself was, wow, you're going to give everybody all the DLC and all 3 games. There's no way you're putting that on one fucking disc. There's no way all that's going on one cartridge. And it isn't. Okay. They just recently came out and told everybody, hey, look, the first game is going to be on the cartridge. The other 2 games, you're going to have to download them. And I knew it. It was a buzzkill for me, and I have to let it go. I don't want to download the other 2 games. If that's the case, then you could just download them all. I want everything on one disc. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to eat up space on my Switch. And that's just kind of like a decision you got to make. If you love the Arkham series, some people will say, fuck it, I don't care. I still want the cartridge and I'm going to download this, but why buy the cartridge if you're going to have to download the majority of the game anyway? That's what I put it. That's how I put it. You might as well just download it all. But it is what it is. I don't know how big the size is, but I'll definitely reassess that and I'll probably bring it up at another date, but it's not good. It's a no for me. Now, like I said, if Nintendo really wanted to push this and really make it work, they can. They've proved that they can do it, and they did it with The Witcher. Okay, guys, they did it with The Witcher 3. They put it all on a fucking cartridge. All right, the DLC included. Like, how do you fit all that on there and keep it there? That is still amazing to me. But they did it. That shows us that it can be done. They just chose not to. They didn't want to spend the money on it. And, it is what it is. So they probably didn't have as much faith in selling this game like that. I don't know, because there's people who know about Nintendo Switch know that Nintendo Switch owners like their physical media. Okay. Most Nintendo Switch people like their physical games. They like their accessories. They're into all those things. And, it is what it is. I guess this is just not something that they thought would be worth doing that. So it is what it is, guys. Just thought I'd let you guys know. I called it and I pretty much saw it a mile away. Next thing I want to talk about is the Fable girl. Okay. Supposedly she's going to be the protagonist. I don't know, because usually in Fable games, you can create your character. I don't know what the story is, the premise of this game. I know in the trailers, it was a female protagonist. Now, I don't know if that's going to be the main person or how's this working, or if she's just some character that they just use to promote the game up to this point. But she's been getting a lot of fucking hell, a lot of flack on social media, guys. They've been burning her at the stake, okay, because of her looks, because she's quote unquote ugly, and she's not your typical fairy tale protagonist. Okay, you're beautiful, your long hair, fair skin, and all those type of things. Your tropes in these type of games. Now, you have arguments on both sides, which is crazy. To me personally, I'm thinking, they're trying to just make it more realistic, and to let everybody know that, hey, everybody can't be drop dead gorgeous. And that's how I looked at it. All right, I appreciate content. I appreciate shows like that. And Europe does a lot of that. The BBC shows that they have, they're into like just being more down to earth and more realistic with their protagonists a lot of the time. I've seen a lot of their like detective shows and stuff like that. And usually in America over here on the West, you have to look a certain way. You have to be beautiful and all this. And that's just how it goes. And they don't do it like that. They just keep it real. This chick is overweight. She's ugly. She has acne, but she's a damn good detective. And she's out here, you know what I'm saying, taking criminals out to pasture, and it's cool, you know what I'm saying. But everybody doesn't roll like that. And other people argue that, this is why we escape, because we want to play as somebody beautiful, and we want to, play that character, that, comic book character, with the perfect body and all these things, and just a perfect person. We want to experience those things. That's how we escape. And, I guess I can see it that way too. At the same time, I don't care how a character looks, guys, if they're the protagonist of a game. I really care about what their character is and what they're going to be doing. Okay. What makes them a great character. Okay. Looks really doesn't really mean a lot to me. So that's just me. Take it how you will. If they go back and change her looks, which they probably will, it's a good chance they will, because nowadays in this age we live in, people backpedal all the time, and it's just the way of it. They might get scared. The shareholders might be on their ass. You need to change this bitch quick. All right. I don't want to see another trailer with her in here. You better fix her face, give her some digital reconstructive surgery or something, but it's going to be interesting to find out if that happens. Even if she is a main protagonist of the game, she could just simply be a means to an end, as far as, hey, this is what you can be doing and experiencing in this world. And that's it. So with that being said, I'll skip and move on to the last piece of subject. And this is anime. This is in the field of anime. Now, as far as anime is concerned on my end, guys, I have not had a chance to watch anything. Demon Slayer wrapped up a week ago, I think, or a week or two ago, and that was fucking breathtaking. I loved every second of it. And then the only thing left on the table for me is Hell's Paradise, and I think that's about to wrap too. But I have to catch up on that. I'm an episode or two behind, and that's because of Final Fantasy, guys. I'm just keeping it real. Final Fantasy 16 has had me in a headlock, and I have not been in a headlock like this in a long time, since like God of War, the last God of War game, I'd say. And that means something. And for some reason, I'm just in a gaming mood. Like, I've been playing a shit ton of games, like just all over the place. I've been playing my fucking Retro Pocket. I've been playing my fucking Nintendo Switch. I've been playing my Sony PlayStation and all these games on this. I've just been playing a bunch of different games, Division and wrestling now. And it's crazy. I'm loving it. Don't get me wrong. It's just, that's where all my time is going right now, and there's times where it will completely flip and anime will be the star of the show. There's a lot of new anime seasons coming out, and that typically happens around like October, September-ish, when new episodes or new seasons of other animes come out, like Baki and Kingen and Shura and stuff like that on Netflix, and then other things on Crunchyroll as well. I'm still waiting for 86, man, to get the next season for that. I can't wait for that. And there's some other ones that I'm looking forward to. I hope we get Rent a Girlfriend the next season for that. There's a lot of dope anime out there that I can't wait for. I wish we could get another High Score Girl adaptation. I think that's done though, but who knows, man? It was popping when it was out, and I love those. So we shall see. But this has anime written all over it, and I'm talking about Nier Automata, which is one of my all-time favorite games as well. Square Enix, and they do big things. But this game here had an anime, okay, in case we forgot out there listening. And what kind of fucked it up for me personally is the fact that it came out, we got, I think, 4 episodes, but between episode 3 and 4, we had damn near a month hiatus in that because of the situation they had with like COVID or whatever. And the anime is good. The anime was definitely good. It shot some different perspectives, and we got to see some other characters that we didn't really get to expand on as much in the game, and that I was curious about, and that was cool. And that fleshed a lot of stuff out in the story for me personally. But then it just stopped. They said we're stopping for the foreseeable future, and no one knew when it was coming out. But they finally come out and told everyone, hey, look, July 23rd, we're going to have all 4 of the fucking episodes that were long delayed, and you guys are going to get to finish that on that date. So towards the end of July, we'll be able to finish that up, and you can binge watch it. What I'll probably end up doing is watching it all over again, because guys, I completely forgot about a lot of the stuff, man. I mean, when you watch 3 episodes, then you take a month's hiatus, and then you go to 4, and then after that, you go another fucking 4 months, some shit like that. It's crazy, right? It's like, okay, what am I supposed to do with this? And this is how you don't fucking produce anime. And this is kind of the thing that happens a lot out there in that universe. If you don't have a good studio, or if you get ahead of yourself, and then you can't meet the production of the rest of the episodes. This is why anime should wait until it's done, or at least you're done. You got maybe 1 or 2 episodes remaining. Then you can take the time and actually finish those in time when that TV schedule is supposed to come up. And that's how you do that. They rushed that program and didn't know, and we didn't know. Okay. For all we knew, everything was done. It was all good. And then no, their backs are always against the wall. The animators are, damn near working like slaves. And it's a lot. That industry can be crazy depending on who you work for. But the majority of the people out there in that industry, man, it's not a good look for them. Okay. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy work environment and all of that. And that's what I hate about the dark side of anime. There's a lot of that stuff, but there's companies also that are awesome and are just so pristine in what they do. The company, I can't pronounce right now, guys. Just forgive me. The company who does Demon Slayer, the company who's the same people who have done the first few seasons of Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night, that company, UFO Table, I think that's how you pronounce it. UFO table. Yes. Those guys are so elite. They're just so good, man. They are. But you have Maps, and you have a lot of other companies too that are pretty good, that do what they do when they can do it, but those guys hands down are just excelente. Okay. Kazukawa. I mean, there's a lot of good ones. I am happy just to know that this is finally going to be done and we can wrap that up. And at the end of this month, guys, the end of July, actually, and be done with it. So that's going to do it, I think, for the show. That's all I have to give you guys. I told you it was going to be pretty short. Not a lot going on in the gaming community right now, but when it does happen, I'll be here for you. And I always have something to say every week. So tune in every Monday, same bad time, same bad channel. We do this all the time. We talk games, anime, nerd culture. Let's get into it. I want to thank everybody for listening. All the newcomers, if you're here for the first time, please come back, go listen to some other shows. And hopefully you are going to be here for the long haul, and welcome to the family. That's what I have to say. Also, all my OG fans and everybody else listening, definitely take a look and help me out if you can. Okay. And go to my favorite website, dragonballdrip.com, and get some merch. Okay. Everything purchased there will go towards helping out the show. Also, you can support me by just going and subscribing to the Dragon Ball Drip TikTok. Also, Random Gameplay Pimpin', the TikTok. Also, Random Gameplay Pimpin', the YouTube channel. Also, I know there's a lot. Also, Just Your Average Fighter, the YouTube channel, and Just Your Average Fighter on TikTok, guys. I'm doing a lot. Okay. If that doesn't equate, or does it, let you know it's a lot going on right now on my plate, and I'm trying to juggle all this shit. So yeah, I have content on all these shows, guys, on all these outlets. So definitely go and support your boy. Okay. If you're a fighting game fan like me, go ahead and support, Just Your Average Fighter. And if you like everything and everything in between, then check out the Random Gameplay Pimpin'. I got plenty of stuff. I have a lot of stuff on the way for Final Fantasy 16 that I didn't realize I was going to do. Some combo videos and stuff like that. Just some awesome gameplay shorts and stuff that I were able to do. And I'll have more, trust me, before I finish the game. But yeah, it's just a beautiful game. I couldn't resist. And why would I just savor this all for myself? I have to share this because there's some people out there who don't want to buy the game, but they still want to experience in different ways. That's what a lot of people do now. They watch other people play games and they talk about them and stuff like that, and that's cool too. That's become its own thing. So yeah, I'm going to give something to everyone, and I want to just show everybody what I've experienced, and I just want to put that out there for even myself to go back to and watch over the years and stuff like that. I think that's cool. It's memories and beautiful things, man, beautiful moments, because this is where I like to spend most of my time. Okay. So with that being said, I'm out. I'm going to bow gracefully. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you all dearly. I will see you next week. This is your boy, Studio MacGyver, and you have been listening to Random Gameplay Pimpin'. See you next time.